The mysterious survival. Supreme Commander Eurus, aboard the Ivorian flagship, gazed in disbelief at the planetary scans. Planet E-257, classified as a Class 5 death world, was an environment so hostile that survival seemed impossible. Yet thriving cities, organized governments, and even spaceflight were evident. The species responsible for this extraordinary feat called themselves humans. Eurus's reptilian eyes widened as he reviewed the data. How could such fragile beings, lacking natural armor or advanced technology, dominate such a treacherous world? With a mix of curiosity and concern, Eurus ordered his science officer, Zorak, to deploy a scout. They had to understand how this primitive species had conquered such a lethal environment. Scout Korvac's shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere, the young Everin gripping his controls tightly as he anticipated disaster. He expected the toxic gases, scorching heat, and crushing gravity to be unbearable. Instead, he found himself landing smoothly in a temperate climate amidst towering human-made structures. The cities buzzed with activity, their towering skyscrapers a testament to human engineering. Korvac's reptilian heart raced as he activated his cloaking device and stepped out onto this strange world. His mission was clear: discover the secret behind humanity's survival and report back to the Ivorian hierarchy. Moving through the crowded streets, Korvac marveled at the humans. They walked on two legs with remarkable agility, their teamwork evident as they played a game involving a black and white ball. The translator identified the game as soccer, a form of competition and entertainment. These creatures, who should have been frail and helpless, displayed incredible speed, strength, and coordination. After the match, Korvac trailed one of the players, a young man named Noah Perry. As Noah navigated the bustling city, Korvac observed him with growing amazement. How could such a seemingly ordinary being thrive on a planet so hostile? The Everin's astonishment only grew as he witnessed Noah's interactions with other humans. A minor altercation with another man revealed a level of aggression and confidence that belied Noah's unassuming appearance. Korvac couldn't comprehend how these humans hadn't torn each other apart. But the most shocking revelation came when the city was suddenly engulfed in chaos. A nearby volcano erupted, sending a pyroclastic flow racing toward the city. Yet, instead of panic, the humans calmly evacuated to underground shelters. Hours later, they reemerged, brushing ash from their shoulders, as if nothing had happened. Korvac realized that these humans didn't just survive the planet's dangers, they had mastered them. As he continued to shadow Noah, Korvac was led to an industrial workplace where the young man operated advanced machinery. The sight of Noah handling a massive metal press with ease impressed the Everin scout. Human technology, it seemed, was not as primitive as the Ivorian hierarchy had believed. But just as Korvac began to piece together the puzzle of human resilience, disaster struck. A fuel tank exploded, setting the factory ablaze. Injured workers screamed in agony, and Korvac feared the worst. Yet Noah sprang into action, his quick thinking and leadership saving countless lives. Korvac's respect for the human grew, and he knew he had to meet this extraordinary being face to face. Disabling his cloaking device, Korvac revealed himself to Noah. The young man's shock was evident, but instead of fleeing, he introduced himself and welcomed the alien to Earth. Over the next few hours, the two conversed, exchanging knowledge about their respective species. Korvac learned of humanity's struggles, their technological advancements, and their divided yet resilient nature. Noah, in turn, marveled at the Everin's peaceful exploration of the galaxy. Despite their differences, a bond began to form between them, one that would challenge everything the Ivorian hierarchy believed about humanity. Unforeseen alliance. Just as Korvac and Noah were beginning to find common ground, the sound of military vehicles shattered their conversation. A dozen armored Humvees screeched to a halt, and heavily armed soldiers in black tactical gear surrounded them. The leader, Colonel J. Simmons, stepped forward, his piercing gaze locked on Korvac. Simmons demanded that Noah step aside, labeling the alien as a national security threat. But Noah, who had seen firsthand the good in Korvac, refused. The situation escalated quickly, and Korvac, sensing the danger, activated his cloaking device once more. Bullets ricocheted off the pavement as the soldiers opened fire, but Korvac's advanced technology kept him and Noah safe. The two flowed into the labyrinthine streets of the city, their hearts pounding as they evaded capture. Noah, drawing on his military training, led Korvac through a series of narrow alleys and back streets, finally finding refuge in an abandoned warehouse. As they caught their breath, Noah revealed that the government had been capturing and experimenting on extraterrestrial beings for years. The thought of his fellow Everin being dissected by human scientists filled Korvac with dread. Desperate to escape Earth and return to his ship, Korvac attempted to contact his people, but the government's jamming signals made communication impossible. With no other options, Noah suggested seeking help from a resistance group he knew. These rebels had the resources and expertise to help Korvac get a signal to his ship. Trusting Noah, Korvac agreed, and the two set off once more, slipping through the city's shadows as they made their way to the Resistance's safe house. However, their journey was not without peril. As they navigated a dark alley, they were ambushed by a group of muggers. The thugs demanded their money, brandishing knives and weapons. But Noah, with his years of Army Ranger training, quickly dispatched the attackers with a series of brutal, efficient moves. Korvac watched in awe as the young human took down 5 armed men without breaking a sweat. Once again, the Everin's perception of humanity shifted. These beings were not only resilient and resourceful, they were also incredibly dangerous. With the muggers subdued, Noah and Korvac continued their journey, finally arriving at the Resistance's safe house. The building was nondescript, blending into the quiet neighborhood. But inside, it was a hub of activity. Maps, schematics, and equipment filled the space, and the people there were clearly well organized and prepared for anything. Noah introduced Korvac to Michael, the leader of the resistance cell. Michael, a former Army intelligence officer, was intrigued by the alien and listened carefully as Korvac explained his mission. Korvac revealed that the Everin Empire had been monitoring Earth for some time, concerned about the potential threat humanity posed. Despite their strict policy of non-interference, the discovery of human technology had forced them to take action. Michael, in turn, shared the Resistance's knowledge of government activities, specifically their attempts to reverse engineer alien technology. Korvac was shocked to learn that the humans had already salvaged pieces of Everin ships and were working to replicate their advanced systems. A friend in need. As the Resistance members worked to establish a secure communication link with Korvac's ship, the alien and Noah continued to learn from each other. Noah was fascinated by the Everins' peaceful exploration of the galaxy, their advanced technology, and their ability to work together as a unified species. In contrast, Korvac was equally amazed by humanity's ability to adapt, innovate, and thrive in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. Despite their differences, the two found common ground in their shared desire for peace and understanding. But their newfound alliance was soon put to the test. The government, determined to capture Korvac, intensified their search, deploying more soldiers and advanced tracking technology. The Resistance safe house was no longer secure, and Michael knew it was only a matter of time before they were discovered. With no other options, the group decided to move Korvac to a more secure location, a hidden underground bunker that the government had yet to discover. The journey would be dangerous, but they had no choice. As they prepared to leave, Michael handed Noah a weapon, a sleek, advanced rifle that had been reverse-engineered from alien technology. Noah accepted it with a grim nod, knowing that their journey would not be easy. Korvac, for his part, was equipped with a small handheld device that could temporarily disable the government's tracking systems. With their plan in place, the group set off under the cover of darkness, moving swiftly and silently through the city streets. The journey to the bunker was fraught with danger. The government had deployed drones to patrol the skies, and soldiers patrolled the streets in search of the fugitive alien. But Noah, with his military training and intimate knowledge of the city, guided the group through the labyrinth of alleys and back streets, avoiding detection. Korvac, using his device, was able to temporarily disable the drones, allowing the group to move undetected. But as they neared the bunker, they were ambushed by a squad of soldiers who had been lying in wait. A fierce firefight ensued, with Noah and the resistance members exchanging gunfire with the soldiers. Korvac, using his advanced technology, was able to disable several of the soldiers' weapons, but the situation was dire. They were outnumbered and outgunned, and it was only a matter of time before they were overwhelmed. But just when all seemed lost, reinforcements arrived. A second group of resistance fighters, armed with advanced weapons and equipment, joined the fray, turning the tide of battle. With the soldiers defeated, the group finally made it to the bunker. The underground facility was well stocked with supplies and equipment, and the group quickly set to work establishing a secure communication link with Korvac's ship. But the government was not far behind, and they knew it was only a matter of time before they were discovered. As they worked, Korvac and Noah continued to bond, sharing stories of their respective cultures and histories. Despite the dire circumstances, they found comfort in each other's company, knowing that they were not alone in their struggle. Finally, after hours of work, the Resistance was able to establish a secure link with Korvac's ship. The Everin quickly transmitted the data he had gathered back to his people, warning them of the threat posed by humanity's technological advancements. But as he did, he couldn't help but feel conflicted. Despite everything, he had come to admire and respect the humans he had met, and he knew that a conflict between their species would be disastrous. But he also knew that the Everin Empire would not sit idly by while humanity continued to advance. The unseen foe. The tension in the bunker was palpable as the Resistance members awaited a response from Korvac's ship. They knew that their lives, and the future of humanity, hung in the balance. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, Korvac received a response. His superiors had reviewed the data and were alarmed by humanity's rapid technological progress. They ordered Korvac to return to the ship immediately, so they could formulate a plan to deal with the threat. But Korvac hesitated. Over the past few days, he had come to see humanity not as a threat, but as a species with incredible potential. Despite their flaws, humans possessed a resilience and ingenuity that was unmatched by any other species in the galaxy. Korvac knew that if his people moved against humanity, it would be a conflict that neither side could win. With a heavy heart, Korvac made a decision. Instead of returning to his ship, he would stay on Earth and try to broker peace between the two species. Noah, sensing Korvac's inner turmoil, offered his support. He knew that the road ahead would be difficult, but he was determined to help his new friend in any way he could. Together, they devised a plan to meet with the leaders of the Everin Empire and the human government, in the hopes of finding a peaceful resolution. But before they could put their plan into action, they were interrupted by a sudden explosion. The bunker shook violently as debris rained down from the ceiling. The government had found them. The final battle. The group scrambled to evacuate the bunker as soldiers stormed the facility. Gunfire erupted, and the Resistance members fought valiantly to hold off the attackers. But they were outnumbered and outgunned, and it was clear that they wouldn't be able to hold out for long. Korvac, realizing that they were out of time, made a desperate decision. He activated a beacon that would alert his ship to his location, knowing that it would also reveal their position to the government. As the soldiers closed in, a bright light filled the bunker as Korvac's ship descended from the sky. The Everin's advanced technology allowed them to neutralize the soldiers' weapons, giving the Resistance members a chance to escape. But the victory was short-lived. As the group made their way to the surface, they were confronted by Colonel Simmons and his elite squad of soldiers. Simmons, determined to capture Korvac, ordered his men to open fire. A fierce battle ensued, with Korvac and Noah fighting side by side against the soldiers. Despite their best efforts, they were outnumbered and outmatched. But just when all seemed lost, Korvac's ship unleashed a powerful energy pulse, disabling the soldiers' weapons and allowing the group to escape. As they made their way to the ship, Korvac knew that the time for diplomacy had passed. The only way to ensure peace was to confront the Everan Empire directly. With the Resistance members safely aboard the ship, Korvac set a course for the Everan homeworld. He knew that his decision would be met with resistance, but he was determined to convince his people that humanity was not their enemy. As the ship sped through the stars, Korvac and Noah prepared for the final confrontation, knowing that the fate of both species rested on their shoulders. A new hope. The journey to the Everan homeworld was tense, with Korvac and Noah both grappling with the enormity of their mission. As they approached the planet, they were intercepted by a fleet of Everan warships. The fleet's commander, High Admiral Tivok, demanded that Korvac surrender immediately. But Korvac, with Noah by his side, refused. He explained that he had come to negotiate a peace treaty between their two species, and that any move against humanity would result in catastrophic consequences. Tivok, initially skeptical, agreed to hear them out. The two were brought before the Everan High Council, a group of wise and powerful leaders who governed the empire. Korvac presented the data he had gathered on humanity, highlighting their resilience, ingenuity, and potential for cooperation. He argued that humanity was not a threat, but a species with the potential to contribute to the galaxy in ways that the Everan could not. Noah, speaking from the heart, shared his experiences with Korvac and the Resistance. He spoke of the challenges humanity had faced and how they had overcome them through determination and innovation. He appealed to the Council's sense of justice, urging them to give humanity a chance to prove themselves as allies rather than enemies. The Council was divided. Some members, like Admiral Tivok, saw the wisdom in Korvac's and Noah's words and were willing to consider peace. But others, wary of humanity's rapid technological progress, argued for a preemptive strike. The debate raged on for hours, with neither side willing to back down. But just when it seemed that all hope was lost, a new voice entered the conversation. A young Everan scientist, Dr. Lyra, stepped forward. She had been studying the data that Korvac had transmitted and had discovered something extraordinary. Humanity's technological advancements were not a result of reverse engineering alien technology, as the Council had feared. Instead, they were a result of humanity's own ingenuity and innovation. Dr. Lyra argued that if humanity could achieve so much on their own, imagine what they could accomplish with the guidance and support of the Everan Empire. Her words struck a chord with the Council, and slowly, the tide began to turn. One by one, the members began to see the potential in a peaceful alliance with humanity. In the end, it was High Admiral Tivok who made the final decision. He declared that the Everan Empire would not move against humanity, and instead would seek to establish diplomatic relations. A new era of cooperation and understanding had begun. A brighter future. With the threat of war averted, Korvac and Noah returned to Earth, their mission a success. The two had forged a bond that transcended species and had laid the foundation for a new alliance between humanity and the Everan Empire. As they descended into Earth's atmosphere, they were greeted by a fleet of human and Everan ships, a symbol of the new partnership that had been born from their efforts. The news of the peace treaty spread quickly, and soon, the entire galaxy knew of the remarkable alliance between humanity and the Everan Empire. The two species began to work together, sharing knowledge, technology, and resources. The humans, with their ingenuity and resilience, proved to be valuable partners, and the Everan, with their advanced technology and wisdom, helped humanity reach new heights. Noah, who had once been a simple factory worker, was hailed as a hero. His bravery and determination had saved his species from certain destruction and had opened the door to a brighter future. Korvac, too, was celebrated for his courage in defying his superiors and standing up for what he believed was right. Together, they had changed the course of history, proving that even in the face of insurmountable odds, humanity could rise to the challenge and achieve the impossible. As they stood on the bridge of Korvax's ship, looking out at the stars, they knew that this was just the beginning. The future was bright, and with the Everan Empire by their side, there was no limit to what humanity could achieve. And so, the story of Noah and Korvax became a legend, a tale of bravery, friendship, and the power of hope. It was a story that would be told for generations to come, inspiring future leaders to strive for peace and understanding, even in the darkest of times. For in the end, it was not technology or power that had saved them, but the strength of the human spirit, and the belief that, together, they could build a better future for all.